Lightburn 9.15 came out, or 09.15. Yesterday about 3 in the afternoon. And I got an email from Oz because I've been harassing him like every 2 days. Hey, I want to give this in our late SIG. I want to use the SIG. I want to use the SIG. He's like, finally, so I got one. And he goes, hey, we released today. It's like, great. Now I got to go scramble to figure out what's going on for tomorrow night. So, but in the process of doing that, I also prepared some other stuff. The big one was using the fill on Lightburn to make checkerboards, and to see if I could do a fill faster with vectors that are farther apart. And it didn't work very well, but it made some really cool designs. So let me see if I can.
This may work. Okay. You just want to. No, that's not going to work.
There.
I'm going to figure out how to make my camera work here.
Is it plugged in?
It's on my iPhone, so that's my second one here. Let's see if I can lock.
Who invited that guy?
I don't know, but they should. Don't you have a way to eject them from the meeting?
I'll just mute them. Oh, there it is.
Oh, I can actually. Oh, Mark, you shouldn't have told me.
Oh, yeah, you definitely can. We use that at, yeah, you sure can.
You don't use Zoom at work, though, right? Don't you use something like NetMeeting or something?
WebEx, but when we deal with some of our clients that don't have it, we have to use Zoom.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Hey, Travis, is there a way I can lock my other camera on for a minute?
If you have a second login, is that what you have?
Yeah.
Okay, then all I have to do is spotlight it. So here we go.
There you go. All right, so this is what I was talking about.
Actually, Alan, pretend like you just started. We'll just I want to clip to this as the beginning.
All right, so this is the 23rd, 20 something or other, 4th of July's laser SIG. And we're going to talk about fill and using different size line offsets. So I started off thinking, oh, I can really go far apart here. So basically, I'll show you what I did on Lightburn here in just a second, but I want to show you the effects here. So this is a fill. I rotated you can rotate the direction that it works to 45 degrees on one, and then 45 degrees the other way, which is 300 and whatever. So it goes through twice and runs. So it runs this way all the way from here up, and then it runs this way from here to, and this is hard to do holding the camera, there. So this was a 3 millimeter separation between the lines. This is a 1 millimeter, which I think is, see if I can hold my hand still. It came out looking really good. It's got a nice pattern. It looks like the checkering on a gun stock. The only thing is a gun stock, when they do checkering on it, usually has an angle. So it's beveled, where this is not, because we're going straight up and down, except on my laser.
Alan?
And then, so then I decided, say something?
Sorry, I was going to ask if your intention of doing this was to see if you couldn't get a lot faster dark areas by doing this rather than doing etchings, and so you were.
Oh, this is etching, okay?
Oh, this is etching?
This is etching. It's the distance between the lines in the etch and the direction of the etch.
Okay.
Change. So I started out with the 3 millimeter, and I go, oh wow, that's way too big. That's not going to do anything for me and make it dark. So then I went to 1 and I go, well, that's pretty cool, except it's still not, doesn't have enough contrast between the unetched wood. So then I went to 0.5. Now I'm going to do this because I don't want to show you that. So this is 0.5 millimeters per line. Okay, it looks pretty good, except that when you touch it, it flakes off.
You turned it into charcoal.
Okay, well, and the thing is, where it flakes off is not dark.
Right.
No, I see that. It's pretty cool.
Like in the little pieces.
Quick,
So,
spray some Varathane on it.
it's, yeah, really, you could do that if you wouldn't touch it beforehand. But look, watch this. So, I grew up on a farm, and we grew popcorn. This is just like peeling popcorn off of a cob.
Oh yeah.
It just doesn't have enough now. But the one, there's enough there left that you can't. It won't pop loose.
Yeah.
So.
Well, how does it compare time-wise? If you were, I mean, my notion would have been to do vectors that were close enough that they looked like gray or dark area, and you chose to etch and do it at an angle. Did it take? I don't know how the timing factor plays in here. Was it faster, slower?
So it's not any faster in the long run.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get back to my camera here. Hey, Travis, can you unlock me?
I'm sorry, you'd like to see which? You'd like to go back to the face of Alan?
Yeah, the face of Alan.
Okay.
And that way I can, that's back. There we go. So now.
Hey, turn the other screen back on.
Oh, here. How about this? This is a lot better looking.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm gonna punch out of this other there, out of my phone. So I only have this one now. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So this. Oh wait. This is Lightburn 09.15. If you haven't seen it, can you see the difference in one screen or less?
One icon on the left-hand side.
One icon on the left-hand side right here.
The lock icon seems bigger.
No, that's just because I'm blind and I can't see the.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I think so. Really, that's the only icon you see different. The other thing that you see different is there's a create QR code.
Oh yeah.
I'll show you how to do that. There's some. You will be really, if you're not careful with create QR code, it will frustrate you to no end. It did me. Okay, so so here's a square and a circle. They're both fill. Right now, the line interval set at 0.1 stock right out of the box.
Yeah.
All right. So, and I use 100 millimeters a second. So we're just going to use 100 millimeters a second all the way through this. All right. And there, it takes 19 minutes to do those two shapes. And it's a standard etch, just like we always do. But now if you come up here.
Is that your 300 by 500 bed there?
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, so they're big, but it doesn't matter if it's relative all the way across.
Right, right.
So now I take the line interval from 0.1 to 0.5. Okay. And we do it again. It went to 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. But now it breaks. Okay. So, so you have.
I'm sorry, what do you mean it breaks?
That's the one that flakes off like popcorn.
Oh, the 0.5. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So now let's go to 1. 2 minutes. We've gone from 0.1 and 19.5 minutes to 1 millimeter, and it's 2 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
but you only have one direction there. If you look at it, oh, well, let's play with that too. We're going to change this angle right here. This is default right here, okay? Now, I want this to go to 45. All right, now let's look at that. Oh, look at that. And then if I take those, copy them. That was ugly.
You're not going to explain what that was? You're just going to let it.
That's the next lesson. Don't get ahead. Don't get ahead. All right, so now I've made an exact copy of it. I'm going to overlay the two together, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to take this and go to 1 millimeter. And then I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go.
Can you do negative 45?
I think so. Let's try it. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Let's try it. And then look at them, and there's your crosshatch pattern. And you can zoom in. So, and it's 3 minutes.
Hey, Alan, can you go back to your double click on the orange line in the layers box? So, yeah, okay. So what's that crosshatch button there? Right next to your cursor.
I don't know. Oh, look, it automatically does that. So now, let's try this.
Well, output the other one first. See what we get.
Oh, yeah, we can do it this way. Oh, wait, we did it on orange, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, so it's there. So you don't even have to double up on it.
Except it's 4 minutes.
Oh, yeah. It increased the time.
Isn't that weird?
Did he accidentally get both?
I didn't hear that.
Did you accidentally actually get both the orange and green? You're so fast.
Well, he said not to output that one. So.
I took the output off of the blue.
Okay.
So,
Interesting.
and then since we're only using the orange, we can go up here to 3 and look at it.
Is this 3 millimeter line interval? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this is 3 millimeter. Took it down to, and it's only using the one with the crosshatch button flipped.
Oh, wait a minute, Alan. You had blue at 250 millimeters per second.
Ah, that's why.
That's why, yeah.
That's why. Yeah, the blue was faster. So, but it gives you options to do some really cool stuff. Except now I have to get rid of.
I just wish my icons were that big. Remember my icons, Travis?
Yeah,
when you look at
yeah. And they can be. Alan, can you show us where you went and chose the different icon sizes?
Yes, please.
Honestly, it's either machine or device settings.
Well, actually, maybe it was just regular settings. Go back into the regular settings because that would be the software itself, I think.
Because mine are teeny tiny. You can't even see them.
That one right there, yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Toolbar icon size.
Show us his size by going to the far left.
That's
Oh,
mine. Mine are smaller than that, actually.
And then there's you know, icons for
me.
yeah, you.
Wait, who said that? Mark?
Mark, we did.
So where'd you go with that real quick again? How did you get to this?
Go to edit,
Okay.
settings, and then
All right. And that's in the old version too?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, that's been that way for a long time. I don't know how long.
All right.
And it follows you across when you upgrade. That settings file follows you across.
Alan, you may well have made his day.
Yeah, I think so. This was worth I can leave the meeting now.
I fulfilled my mission in life tonight. Well, you know, it's like the man said. You have to you have to learn one thing a day. So there you go.
That's right.
He's done that, so he's leaving. Bye-bye.
Oh, anyway, so that's the crosshatch pattern. That was my excuse if 9.15 hadn't showed up.
Man, that
All
was
right.
some timing, Alan. That was some amazing timing.
It was, except that I had to sort of scurry last night, and some of this is not fun. So I'm gonna do the QR code one next, just because it may take a few minutes. So
What's a QR code do for you, Alan?
It generates this QR code. See this QR code right here?
Yeah.
Watch. It doesn't look like much except a bunch of open squares, but when you put it up here, oh, actually, I need to go back over here and reset fill. Oh no, it reset on with the new
Hey,
drawing.
Rob, you're familiar with QR codes, though, right?
Yeah, I'm familiar with QR. They usually take you to a website or information or
Yeah.
data. Or,
Exactly. Very good. Okay.
So shoot that with your telephone and see where you go.
Oh, let's try that. Hold on.
okay, I'm going to do this.
If it takes you to a porn site, it was your phone's fault, not this QR code, because I checked it.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
you're going to get me in trouble. My wife's watching this. StarWars.com. All right.
No.
We're okay with that one. I'm not in trouble.
Okay. So now let me show you how to get in trouble. So you go.
No, that's okay.
No.
You can do that yourself later. But
That's right.
okay, you go up to Tools, QR code. Now, watch how long this takes. Create QR code. Dun, dun, dun. This is like a Jeopardy thing, you know, only it's Final Jeopardy. It takes like a full minute for this thing to bring up that section of the code and execute it. And then, and it doesn't say anything like this in any of the documentation I found for QR code, which was very little. Basically, the QR code thing said go to Tools and punch QR code and type in wherever you want to go. So, but it's thinking. It's just not thinking very fast, or it's got a lot to think about. One of the two.
Is that what the red dot up there is telling me it's thinking?
Where?
Blinking dot?
No, that's
Up in the left?
that means I'm sharing my screen.
Alan, I thought maybe it was just your machine, but just because you said it takes a long time, I've started and it's still not up and running. Wow. This guy's usually good with code. This is bad.
I think it has to generate a whole lot of these squares in the background. I think that's what it does, because once you tell it to do it, it generates the code really fast. And I get really impatient sitting here. So I usually end up punching a button 3 times, and it has, that's what I'm saying. Just let it be, it'll come up.
Oh.
Anyway, when it comes up, it's just a box with a text box in it. And you type in whatever text you want. And then, now I'm getting really impatient.
Do you think it's going external to some website or something to generate the?
I don't know. It might be. I didn't think about that. I could go look and I could do it and then watch my router and see what happens.
That's really a long load time.
Probably goes to China or something and downloads my whole hard drive to.
Oh, look at that. Awesome.
Hey, Alan,
Yeah.
just because it may not be on your list, I was looking just because I wanted to have loaded the software before I joined your SIG. There was one feature that said with rotate, now you could do step increments. So you could do 15 degrees if you held like one key combination down, and you could do 45-degree rotations. Did you see that one?
I did, and I can't make it work.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what's going on here. Oh, there it came up. Look at that.
Wow.
So that's what, a couple of minutes. So now you type in www.cows.com. That's my go-to one because it's never a porn site. And then you hit OK. Now watch. It's there someplace.
Right there in the upper left.
Yeah, there it is. Now,
Oh, teeny tiny.
but you can't do anything to it until you go over here to the arrow and click your arrow again. It's like it's a feature on one of the buttons down the left side,
Yeah.
and you have to go back to the pointer. And then once you go back to the pointer, you just go over here and say 100. Okay.
Yeah. This is obviously a first release of this particular feature. Not good.
Oh, look, we still have the 45 degree on this one.
Oh yeah.
So
I'll bet it is going to an external site because there's lots of libraries out there that do this stuff. I'll shut my router off tonight and try it and see if it can do it.
see what happens.
You'll have to wait more than 2 minutes to find out, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. You might
Check it in the morning.
Yeah, do that.
do it and then check it. Yeah. So then you've got it. Now the only other thing is it's not grouped.
Oh
And
no, all those are individual boxes?
Ew.
Oh wait, this one is. When I was doing it, maybe I ungroup. No, because you can't ungroup it.
Yeah, it's an object, like a font.
Oh, you know what? I did this. If you do this and then you come up here and you tell it to where's the
Convert
one?
the path.
Yeah.
Convert to path?
No, it was break it apart or something. I don't remember what it was now. Anyway, I punched the wrong button, and I think that's why I got it to.
I got a question for you guys. You know, QR codes have been around for a long time, and they were supposed to be this great panacea and have all sorts of use cases. Does anybody on this call use QR codes on any regular basis?
Not really.
No.
No, you know why? Because you don't know where it's gonna go.
Well, it just tells you what the URL is when you show it in your camera.
Well, now it does, but when you used to before Apple got smart enough to do that, you had to download a program to do it.
Oh yeah, right. I remember.
It took you there. It didn't give you a choice to see where you were going. So anyway, you can make this go bigger, smaller. I suggest you do it with the over here. But so now you can put a QR code on a piece of wood without, and the way I did it before was I did do it for the Scroll Saw Club. We had made a little sign and I put a QR code on it so people could get to our website. So I did like, I went to an external site, made it, brought it in as a JPEG, and then just brought it in that way.
Yeah.
So that's QR codes. So you have to be patient, and B, once it finds its minuscule little place someplace on the screen, you have to make sure you click the pointer before you try and move it and get it and make it big so that you can use it.
Yeah. It was pretty small at the outset there.
Yeah. So that's QR codes.
Great.
Oh, I don't care. All right.
What was that?
I said, no, I don't care if I want to save it or not.
Oh, okay. I thought somebody was saying, you showed us the QR code. I don't care.
Hey, I get that, All right, so
I've seen the QR codes when I've gone to a restaurant and they won't give you a menu, but you just take a picture of the QR code and it gets your cell phone right to their menu and then you order online.
Oh my.
Other than that, I haven't seen them used a lot.
Yeah.
they're in magazines is about the only place I see them, and they take you to the people's website or something.
Yeah.
Or channel, what is it? Channel, one of the TV channels. That's how you get to their website. They've got to take a picture of the TV screen.
Alan, this looks like what I use every single intro to laser class.
Maybe that's why it's just ingrained in the back of my head.
Yeah.
All right, so this is tabs, and I've already heard one descending vote.
Well, it's not descending. I'll show you. I spent about 3 or 4 hours playing with it, so I got a pretty good understanding of it. But
What?
Some of the things are not super intuitive.
But it did say manual and automatic, right?
Yeah, that's under the thing here. He's going to show you.
Yeah, so here, come on. Here, you got automatic.
Oh,
Woo-hoo.
it's there. Okay.
That's some tabs.
That's a few tabs. Or you have manual. And I haven't played with the automatic one, so I've only played with the manual one.
Yeah.
You can put the automatics on, then flip it to manual, and you can edit them. That's what I like.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Spacing every.
So like you can like delete the ones you don't want or something?
Yep. If you double click them, they delete. You
You
can
can
also,
grab one and drag it along the line?
yep, you sure can.
Okay.
Whoops, they turn it on. There. So to see them, okay, let's go back here. You can't, there's tabs on there right now, but you can't see them. So what you have to do is you have to go here, and then you have to know where they're at. And you can
Oh,
see
wow.
them. All right. Or you go over here and click the tab button. Oh, first you got to, there.
Clunky.
Alan, is there an indicator anywhere that this was something that had tabs on it, other than choosing the object and then selecting the tab icon? I mean, like, is there an indicator of some sort?
No.
Huh.
Clunky.
Yeah.
So you can, so here's the problem. If you turn it on over here, and then you use that black line, because I use black for cut. That's just my favorite color for cutting.
Yeah.
And if I drew another, if I came over here and drew another square and thought I was going to cut another black square out, I could cut another black square out, but it's going to have tabs on it.
Oh, because it's associated with the layer of black?
It should be. Maybe it's not here.
No, it doesn't make sense that it would be. They would have tabs by default just because it was the same line, I don't think.
Well, then how do you turn it off here?
What do you mean turn it off? You can click them if you want, Alan.
You know what? I think the reason it's not showing tabs is I set them really far apart. Now let's look at it and see if we can see a tab up here.
So,
no, I didn't put them in. So it must be by shape.
yeah. That kind of makes sense to me, yeah.
So if you turn the button on, see there's no tabs there.
Right.
So now I can put a tab on the four corner or four sides.
We saw you drag the tab like we can in VCarve. Did you also then delete and add? How did you add? Just click on the line?
Yeah, you just click on it. So I think if you double click it, you have
Or
to
click
highlight.
on a tab, it goes away? Okay.
Yeah, if you double click on it, it goes away. If
Okay.
you just click on it, it goes there. So you can put as many on as you want, then you can take some off.
I didn't see. Did you define the width of the tab in that definition area?
Yeah, it's right here. So it says size. Okay,
Okay.
that's the width of the gap
Yeah.
that you're going to leave in the line. All right. So you can do tabs.
Oh, wow.
You
Interesting.
can do here we go. Tabs per shape. I only want 4 tabs per shape.
Okay.
Okay. So now look, it gave me 4 evenly spaced tabs. Well, except for this one. Now those may be sort of evenly spaced. I don't know.
Yeah, they look like they are.
Uh,
Alan, in what situations have you decided you might use this feature?
so this is when I made those planes.
Yep.
That it was so hard with the old. So the other way to do this, right, is go down here to clear tabs. Yes. Okay, and go to where is it? Perforations.
Oh, yeah. That was what you showed us last time. Yeah.
But I don't remember where it is now.
It's right there, Alan. You
Oh,
have it
there it is,
off.
right here. So you go to perforations, okay, and you go cut 100, skip 0.5, but you can't tell where they're at.
Oh, yeah.
And it generates it. It doesn't have a starting point.
Yeah.
Because that is made to cut a perforation across a piece of paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, not to do what we were doing. So now this ought to be funny. What happens here because I told it to do perforations and tabs. Ooh, ooh, it's going to be really messed up. No, perforations took preference over the tabs. See, the tabs are still grayed out. I turned
It does show tab. It does show tab indicators on the vector.
Yeah, I don't know. That's worth playing with.
Yeah.
But the good thing about this is you can move these tabs to where you want them. Which with the perforations, you know, I set them up at, I don't remember what it was, 100 millimeters and 0.5 or something. You got them in bad places.
Yeah.
Now you could play with the numbers and get the perforation out of that bad place, but on the other side, it may go into a bad place then.
Yeah.
With these, where you can place them, because if you put a perforation at the if you put a tab at the corner,
yeah,
that's bad because you're going to break it getting it out.
Yep.
You want the perforation, you want the tab in the middle, and that other one you could not, with perforations, you could not do that.
Right.
Well, you could do it on a square or a circle, but that airplane, which had a whole bunch of different directions, all kinds of ways, you couldn't do it.
You know, the one thing I didn't like about it either, Alan, is you can't do a thickness cut on it. Like I was playing with it today on the laser, and you got to make the tabs almost micro, like a 1/10 of a millimeter or 2/10 to be able to snap. Even on 3 millimeter Baltic birch, it was hard to snap them if they were too large.
Yeah, you got to cut them if they get too large. And then
were you playing hooky today?
No, at lunch hour.
Goody.
Our lunch hour. Okay, good man.
Good. But so that's the tabs.
The tabs, yeah, good.
Tabs. Let's see, what was the last one here? Word bending. This supposedly is better than it was before, but I can't see that. It says it keeps lines straight. So I put some hyphens in here.
Oh yeah.
And it seems like, I don't know if it bent them before or what, but it still bends them a little bit when you get them all the way around. But
what did it mean when it said it also did better with straight line?
And that's what I think that was what they were talking about, was these straight lines.
Oh.
It didn't warp them or something.
I see.
That
seems like a feature that's really full of potential. I haven't really used it, but man, look at that power.
Oh, I use it. So I make all those stupid coin things.
Right.
To play with, and this works perfect on them.
Yeah.
The old way where you did, object align or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you saved it and you brought it back up or you moved it, they didn't move relative to each other, and you'd have to start over again. But this one seems to be perfectly fine about moving around and staying the right way.
Nice.
Can you edit that text right now?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and before you could put the text to the line, and then you could put spaces in it, and it would rotate it around. This time, okay, come here. If you want to rotate it, if I want that break to be on the bottom, I just rotate it like that. You couldn't do that with the old function of it.
That's very nice.
So,
it almost makes up for the long load time of the QR code.
That's really nice too, because I used to do like you, Alan, do coins and stuff like that, and then array them out, and they would lose some of the functionality or some of the lines. Have you ever had that happen before?
Yeah, when you go down here and you go like this.
Exactly, and then they wouldn't stay that way.
Oh, it really wouldn't? Oh, that's
No,
If
it would.
if you had the words would be okay, but if you had the words on a shape like a coin,
Right. Correct.
it's like they moved the origin point of both of them weren't the same. And they moved different at different speeds or something
Got
when
it.
you did that. A different, not speeds, but amount.
Hey, Mark, what did you just say to Jillian?
I didn't say anything to her.
Okay, you muted. It looked like you were talking to her. Hello, Jillian.
So that's the
That's
the
a
word
huge
bending.
plus. That's a huge plus, Alan.
Yes, that's a good one. And then here's the one that I've harped on more than once with Oz is the open the PDF.
Oh, yes, selecting a page, right?
Yeah. So before, up until 519 or 915, you could go down here and you could pick a PDF file, but the PDF file would only open the front page. Well, this is Steve Good. He's my scroll saw pattern guy.
Your spiritual leader.
Spiritual leader, yes. And as you see, he's got to have his picture, and then he got to have his advertisement for his DeWalt there, tell you how to do the printing. Then he always has a picture of what it is, and then he starts putting the patterns in. So I could never use Lightburn and bring in one of his patterns.
Nice.
So I would go to Inkscape.
Yep,
so,
me too.
So what you have to do though is that's why that first thing with the bending the text said I learned everything I needed in life in kindergarten, because you have to learn how to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. You want page 4. Now remember that page 4, because when you say open this PDF file, it's going to say, which page do you want to open? And you have to tell it 4. Okay.
And there you have it.
But
Nice.
but that's only part of the problem, because wait, there's a back to that, right? And another side. So if I go up to this button right here, I don't know if anybody knows this or not, or if nobody cares or anybody cares. This is the import button. You can get the import right here, or you can get the import right here. Now the problem with import is, well, I just happen to be where I was. It will take the last place you imported something from. So I'm going to go back to guitar pick. Okay. And I'm going to go to page 5, because that's where I want to be. Okay. Now I got the back. That's the back to this thing. Okay. And now for the rock and roll crowd, look wrong way. There's an electric guitar.
Acoustic versus electrical. Okay.
So you can just, now all you got to do is take this and copy it and bring it over here.
What was the project again, just out of curiosity?
So it's called a guitar pick. So it looks like a guitar pick.
Yeah.
And then this is not great.
Is it just like wall art or something?
Yeah, it's just wall art.
Oh, okay, got it.
You can take it down small and make it a necklace or a brooch or whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Oz promised this to you a long time ago, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. No, he didn't promise it to me. He said they were working on it.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to paint the back piece white and the front piece black, so it contrasts a lot. And then I may do it the opposite way too, just to see which one works better. And try
You
that.
of course mean on a scroll saw, right?
No. So he said, you know, I harass him. I send him emails every once in a while. He's like, you know, you should do this on 1/4 inch. You should do this on 1/2 inch. It's like, dude, I do everything you send me on 3 millimeter. You know? So, and if it's like this, and where there's 2 pieces, 3 millimeter works perfectly fine. On a scroll saw, if you're going to do that on a scroll saw, 6 millimeter is actually easier to cut than 3 millimeter is, because it's too easy to cut 3 millimeter. So what I usually do if I'm going to do it on scroll saw, if I was going to do this one here, I would stack up 3 pieces of 3 millimeter and stack cut it, and then I'd have 3 of them. And it's easier to cut when it's 6 or 9 or 12 millimeters thick. But the laser cuts really fast on 3, so, and it would take me probably a couple hours to cut that on a scroll saw.
Yeah.
12 inches tall. So Randy's better though; he could do it faster.
Rookie.
So let's see. We've gone over crosshatch or etching with more distance in between the line, and we found the crosshatch button. Thank you, Travis.
Welcome.
We went over how to bend text, how to insert bridges, QR codes, and how to convert a PDF. So, ta-da. That's a, where am I going? There we go. Ah, Mark. That's pretty much all I had. Now there's some more stuff in Lightburn 15. So if you go to the website, they've got a whole list. They've got something called cut shapes. I still haven't figured out that yet. Use an offset tool works the same way, in my opinion. QR code. There's something about inside-outside line handling, and I'm not sure how that one. And then there's some G code hacks in there. And then other notable ones, it says fill smooth rendering is now 5 times faster. And here's what Travis was talking about, some of the hotkeys. Alt-Shift-W flips between wire and flipped mode. I thought it did that already. Text bending, hide backlash optimization. I don't know what that does. Let's see. Choose. You can calibrate for all you people that have more money than I do, that have cameras on their lasers. You know, you can now calibrate your camera lens for depth or how far away your camera has to be to how big your bed is, or something like that. I didn't read that one very much. Top wisdom fixes for machine settings and training. I have no idea what that is.
Let's see, Mark, did you on your lunch hour pick up on anything else?
No, actually, that's what I did. I just tried some of those things. Can I ask a dumb question? What do you use the camera for, the camera function? I mean, I use the laser all the time, but that's one thing I've never played with. What do you use it for?
The one thing that I understand, and I have the camera, but I haven't installed it yet, but it's to be able to visually see on a pre-existing object where you will be etching. So rather than framing or doing some sort of laser outline of where your etch would be on an object, you can actually then see your object say it's etching on a baseball bat. You'd
Well,
see the baseball bat and you'd see what you'd etch and where it would be.
you basically see your bed in Lightburn, right?
Yes.
And so you see your design where it sits on the bed.
Exactly.
Once you calibrate it.
Exactly.
If you were to do an object, like Travis had a baseball bat, could you, like the lathe tools we were going to etch, could you actually line it up on the handle?
Yes, I
In
believe
theory,
so.
yes.
And
Nice.
maybe when I finish installing it, Alan will convince me to maybe do a demo of it or something.
For next Friday?
Hey, too soon, too soon.
Hey, you're in the garage all day anyway. Just go fix it.
Hey, I can go in the house if I want to.
My wife says I can come in anytime I want to.
We're just worried if we see a cot in the background, right?
There.
There is?
No, but in my car, they have this feature that allows you to run on the batteries, and you can set the internal and climate any way you want.
Yeah.
Perfect for just camping out. It's actually called camping mode.
Wow.
You can have a fire on the display while you then have a nice temperature controlled environment to sleep in. It's bizarre. It's but so there is a way for me to sleep. Yeah.
But in fairness, I was the one giving Ellen a hard time about the feature because I don't like the fact that you can't control the burn level, meaning it's literally off when it skips, and you have to go hit that button over there to be able to see your tabs. So they disappear when you're designing, which I find when you do complex shapes and you're trying to figure out where to put the tabs, I find that hard. So you're either working with tabs or you're working with your design. You can't do both.
So let me see if I understand you. When you have the tab, if you have your object selected and you have the tab button selected, you can see where your tabs would be, but you can't necessarily see how big they are, just generally where they are. And if you do a preview of the burn, you can see where they are. But if you're just working with a vector, it looks complete. You can't see the tabs. Is that what you're saying?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And if you put another shape on top of that shape or something else, you know, if you need to move it around, you have to go back and turn the tabs back on so you can see if everything lines up where you want it.
Right. Any other function you do, draw a circle, draw a line, whatever, turns the tabs off.
Yeah, I guess we saw that when you were showing us, Alan.
Yeah, so you have to have that tab button on, and then if you want to go draw a square, you have a square button on,
Right.
or a circle button, or lines, or whatever it is, segments. Then you lose focus on your tabs.
Right. It's almost like I wish you made it a toggle. You could turn it on and turn it off separate from everything else. That would be nice.
Right. Like your whole desktop either has tab mode on or off. It's not just when you have that tool selected.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something to send back to him as feedback, because he takes feedback quite well.
I'm kind
Doesn't mean he does anything with it, but he takes it. He doesn't yell at it.
Well, maybe no one else feels that way, right? I mean, that was just what I didn't
No,
like.
that makes a lot of sense to me.
So the only way to get around that, in my opinion, is you go and do your whole thing, and then you put your tabs in. Get your whole pattern finished, and then go install tabs.
Yeah, that would make sense.
You still don't know where they are when you turn it off, but at least you're hopefully you're done moving things around by then.
Yeah.
What's funny, Alan, is if you use the micro tabs so they break out easy, they're really hard to see on the preview. You got to zoom way in to see the tabs.
Yeah. I was using because I did 0.5 millimeter on that plane, and it was. You can see them when it burns. You can see where they're at and stuff, and but you have to zoom way in, and then you have to like follow the line around,
But I mean, once you get to the point of trusting it, would you still need that? Would you just feel comfortable knowing that your favorite 0.7 millimeter width, and based on where you place them, everything was going to work out, so you didn't actually need to see them? I can see where you get comfortable. Yeah.
But yeah, that I think I will be with the tabs. But when you were using perforations, you didn't have that luxury. You had to go look for them in the preview to see if they were at a place that was going to be bad for snapping it out.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
it took me a long time to get them off of the landing gear on the plane. So I finally got them where they were on opposite pieces of the landing, opposite end of the landing gear. But that was just trial and error with, spacing between perforations.
Yeah. I'm sure that was frustrating. Yeah.
They,
Are you as impressed by Randy's new lighting as I am?
yeah, well,
you guys are too close. Anybody else got any favorite features that they've been working with in Lightroom lately?
I'm playing with the dither a lot. I've been doing a ton of old photographs, family photographs, working with some photo software to get them real contrasty and then burn them on the. We've done some really, really nice photographs on wood.
Got an example there near you?
I do out in the other room. I don't know if it'll show up on this my crummy camera as you keep telling me about.
Hey, have you tried it on tiles yet?
I haven't. No. Hey, let me go grab that a sample and we'll see if you can see it on the camera.
So my new one is I've got my diode laser up and running finally, and I've been trying to do on the tile with the diode laser, and it's taking a lot more. The learning curve's a lot steeper than I thought, because working at 15 watts of input power and 3.5 watts of output power is a whole lot different than working at 60 watts of CO2 power.
Oh, look at that. It tries to disappear because of my silly background. Let me turn that off. It's not part of me.
You're right.
Let me go turn that off.
As he does that, Alan, I just want to tell you that the most recent thing from Sabar Media, Russ, the guy who does all those videos on YouTube channel for the Chinese lasers, his last video was of etching on granite. And I couldn't help but reflect back on your demo to us of the spray painted tile and how good that looked. And so granite is one of the lasers. Wow, that looks great, Mark.
Actually, we're not showing up that well on the camera, though.
If only you had a better camera, man.
Look at the size of that microphone. He's got a microphone bigger than most DJs, and he doesn't have a camera on a video screen.
It's like $250 right now.
Yeah, right. Actually, Mark, bring it back, Mark. Let me spotlight you so we can actually see what you've got going there. But can you bring it closer to the camera? Just let's assume that it focuses on it. Oh my gosh, the one on the far right from our perspective looks so clear.
It's all sorts of different settings between. I played with how far to space the lines in the dithering. Yep. I played with the maximum minimums on the power. Yeah. And the one over here that you like, Travis.
Yeah.
What I did is I put about 15 different. So I did a minimum of on the back here, 15% and a maximum of 30%, and that gives you that high contrast like that.
Yeah.
And now you have to understand these are old. This photograph is like from 1902.
Wow.
So it's really, really old. This is Jillian's great grandpa. So anyhow,
so Mark,
a lot with that.
Mark, I'm curious. I've read again recently that with the power laser that you have, the 100 watt, you really can't get the softness of Lightburn, and so you can't use grayscale, but dithering is a path to getting good results with a higher power laser. Is that basically the logic that puts you where you are now?
Yes. I was convinced you could not do photographs at all because I was trying to use grayscale, and I couldn't get.
When I think about that koi pond 3D etching you gave me, the power of your laser, I mean, is just. I mean, if you can start etching away 3/8 of an inch of wood, it's kind of like all telling right there. You're not going to be able to get subtle grays, subtle shades of burn to show light beige on. What a background.
Hey, he looks like a little bug.
But my microphone is because I spend about 9 hours a day in meetings, Alan, and I got tired of having to sit forward like this for the computer to pick it up. So this one picks me. And this is also a directional mic, so it only picks up the sound coming straight on, so all the background and sound noise don't come up. I hate this picture. I'm gonna change it.
You look
But-
like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, man.
I tried buying a. I did try to buy a camera though, and they are so ridiculous right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. All the world wants one. Yeah.
Yeah, but cameras that were $89 are now like $300.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, no, I
It's
gotta
like
go.
toilet paper.
Hey, Alan, my daughter just popped in a second ago. She's made dinner for us tonight, and I have to go. So I'm going to step away. But thank you. This was a great episode. I got a lot out of it. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All righty. Yeah, I don't know if when he leaves we're gonna die.
No. I'm going to leave it going. No, I'm going to leave it
Okay.
going. I'm just going to hide myself here and turn off my video and pretend that I'm still here. Bye-bye. Thanks, everybody.
Except he locked Mark.
Alan, in your summary, you forgot the most important thing, you showed how to change the icons.
Oh, that's right.
I already went in and did it. It worked.
How to make it where Rob doesn't have to have 3 pair of glasses.
Yeah, and that wasn't even enough. It was the magnifying glass.
No, mine was that way. I don't remember if it was out of the box or when. No, I think it was when I put it on this computer. It was that way, and on the other computer, on my laptop, they were normal size because there's a different, it's a different pixel rate on the screen, and I looked for quite a while before I found that, and I just stumbled on it. Just punching buttons. I'm going to punch buttons till I make it big, and that worked. So, does anybody have any? So, I don't have anything. I have not. Well, I've been making stuff for the shop for the Christmas.
That's cool. What's that, Randy?
That's a king.
Oh yeah, Randy's been doing stuff.
And
Let's see if we can lock Randy's camera here. Hang on.
a queen,
Oh, I like that.
clear. Those are actually patterns from my
That's
scroll
nice.
saw. Then there's a sample of the chessboard, even though I'm missing a line in here when I made it, but I haven't cut the actual board. The board will be about 12 by 12.
Oh, I like
Can you
that.
spotlight him, Alan?
I'm trying. I don't have the.
I think Travis was the one that could do that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he didn't relinquish control before he left.
And then this is scroll saw work, and that's 2 hours,
Wow. It's still beautiful. You did a really good job.
54
That is
holes.
very nice.
And there's 8 of these pieces. That's the top of my carousel.
Wow.
How long you think, Alan? Take you.
That's probably at a couple hours.
Yeah,
Easy.
it was right at that 2 hours. But I will say, Alan can cut without a pattern. I have to have a pattern.
Me too, and I'm just not that.
Yeah, but I won't cut that without a pattern.
No, that would be hard to cut with it.
I could cut one, just don't want the other 12 of them that goes on your
Yeah.
carousel.
Well, they'll each look unique, right, Alan?
Yeah.
The hard part on this wasn't the scroll saw pattern. It's this line here.
Oh, I'll bet.
Because it has an angle, it's beveled also.
Oh, wow.
So, because like I said, there's 8 pieces that fit around the top to form the top of it.
If no, I can't release it, Mark. Hey, Mark, go up to the top of your screen and see if you can release your own.
You know what? Let me turn the camera off and see what happens.
Yeah, we got your name.
How about if we? Ah. That's better that way, anyways. You didn't want that ugly face up there, anyways.
Go up to the top of your screen, Mark, and see if there's 3 dots. See if you can release it there.
Let's see here. It says start my video, mute my audio, rename, hide non-video participants, and hide selfie. Let's do that. Nope.
No, that's not gonna do it. It's something about video. Oh well.
I think you need Travis.
Yeah, I think so. So we could really like mess up his supper, but I guess we don't have to. So, does anybody else have something to show us in little bitty picture frames?
Not today.
Oh, I've got something. Today I was fooling around with grayscale. So I created a little grid in Excel and just started out with very low power wide spacing and just kept changing the DPI power and speed. And my intention is I can do this to get some good parameters for a particular wood or a particular scene, and then just use those parameters when I'm doing a grayscale. But this white diagonal line should only be 1 square wide, but I'm getting 3 squares wide. And the two corners on the opposite angle are really dark. So I'm not getting the nice transition from really dark to white. It's like I'm dark in the corners and not very light in the middle. So I've still got some work to do. But this is just a little thing that I'm playing with.
It still shows what you can do. That's what I've realized with the laser is it's not like going in and hitting the red button and it just does what you want. You like you said, Jim, it depends on the wood, it depends on the laser, it depends on so many things. Even depends on the weather sometimes. You notice that? No, it does for grayscale. It's so sensitive.
You might be right. I have my laser on the patio, and it could be on a more humid day or a less sunny day or something, and maybe it has an effect too.
Yeah. But it's still fun to do.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else have anything?
No, I think I'm going to go get some more scotch. You guys have a great night. Alan, thank you so much. This was really helpful.
Thanks, Alan.
No problem. No problem. I had fun doing that.
A lot of good stuff tonight.
Yeah. So if anybody else has some brilliant idea for in 2 weeks, give me an email and we'll do something else. Not, we'll see what, maybe we can take Travis to his camera by then. So we'll just force him to do it.
Well, the camera idea actually has me intrigued because what Sam said, one of the things my wife's always wanting is, can you engrave this? Can you do that? I never thought about that. I always do like a little test on a jig where I'm going to place the object. But if that works that well, I'd be highly motivated.
You're supposed
to try
to,
it.
if you can overlay the picture of the bed in Lightburn as you're doing your design, you can see both. It seems like it should be pretty powerful as long as you can calibrate it properly.
Yeah. Well, remember that program that there was an Adobe Illustrator program Travis showed us one time when we were still having real meetings, and you could actually look at it. It would memorize your wood grain. You wouldn't even have to have that program. You could do Intarsia or do marquetry with the laser and move the wood until you got the grain.
Oh, that's true.
No, you just actually lay the wood down and then move the pattern until you got it, and then you could cut out the pieces so that the grain ran down the bird wing or however it was supposed to do.
So are the cameras expensive? I mean, I'm willing to give it a try and set it up.
They sell, Lightburn sells cameras for, I think it's about $100.
Lightburn themselves sell them.
Yeah, they sell a camera, but you have to 3D print the housing or something and mount it on your laser, and normally you mount it so that when you open the door up, you need some of that distance so it can spot the whole the bed.
Got it.
And then it's the non-linearities, well, not the non-linearities, but you got your angle you have to correct for your angle,
Yeah, and I think
searching at the bed and things like that. That's the calibration part.
Yeah, and I think 915 fixes some of that too. There was something about camera, something or other.
They probably make it so it's easier to calibrate.
Custom camera system compatibility improvement.
I think it's worthwhile trying. I had intended to try that, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. So.
Oh, it says it's got an added camera lens calibration preset for all official Lightburn cameras.
Oh, the official ones.
Yeah. I think they have two. They have a high definition one and one that's not quite so high definition.
Well, they also have different focal lengths for different size lasers, and you know, it depends on how far the distance from where you're going to mount the camera to the bed is, and which one you use.
Hey, Mark, you could get one of those, and maybe you could put that on your camera. On you could stick your head in your laser. It's normal looking when we have one of these meetings.
It's just a pride thing. I actually put a thing on B&H because I buy a lot of stuff from them. The camera, when it went out of stock, was like 119. It came back into stock and it was like 312, and I'm like, no. Wow. Same camera.
Yeah, there's no price gouging there.
Somebody's getting it. I don't know if it's B&H or the middleman or someone. They don't usually do that, but that's just ridiculous.
Everybody added 20%.
20? That's like 150%.
Oh no, everybody added 20. So
all the middleman, the manufacturer, got it. Yeah. So I just have this little cheapy camera that's built into the monitor, and it's pretty brutal, but
that's okay. I've got two of them on a pole here, and neither one of them are very good.
So I figure a web camera's worth about $80 to $100. Anything more than that, sorry.
Yeah, just use your phone. It's probably better than the one you have in your computer.
It is. It is. It's a lot better. All right, I'm going to look up those cameras. I might bug you a little bit about it, Sam, if I have any questions. That's
well,
okay.
I only know what I've read on the forum. There's a forum link on Lightburn all about those cameras too. So you should read that, and you'll see. You can read about what the people that have installed them, their experiences.
Cool.
Yeah, if you go to Lightburn, there's a whole. I mean, they got a store on Lightburn.
Yeah, no, you can buy the camera on Lightburn, but the Lightburn forum also has a lot of information about installing and calibrating and all that. So
sweet.
Lightburn's hard to get to right now because everybody's downloading 9.15.
So I shouldn't try yet, huh?
It tells me that the site can't even be reached.
Really?
Yeah.
I did it around, you told us about it, and I think I did it around 10:30 last night, 11 o'clock last night.
Yeah.
I had no problem.
All righty, sir.
Have a great night, everybody.
Talk to you in a couple of weeks.
Okie doke. Thanks, Alan.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.